Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Talk, episode number 48. Now, what we're going to be taking a look at, and I appreciate you stopping by to watch. First off, please hit the subscribe button down below. It lets my smaller channel, adjacent to my bigger but smaller channel, get some growth. My main channel is Legion Games 2076, and this is Legion Talk, where I talk more pop culture stuff and a little more politics. But what we're going to be taking a look at is Black Widow, my review of Black Widow. I finally saw it. I had heard some rough things, and I was going to pay $30 for it on Disney Plus, and I didn't have a chance to go see it in the theaters, unfortunately. So I'm going to be reviewing it this way. I finally had the chance to see it through a friend who helped me out. So without any further delay, here it is. So, Black Widow, obviously, we know is a film. She's been Scarlett Johansson, Natasha Romanoff has been a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe since Iron Man 2. And Iron Man 2 was well received. And so she has become a beloved character. Now, the budget right here for Black Widow is roughly $200 million. Now, that's not terrible. It's definitely a bigger budget than probably should have been for the movie. I believe the budget for like Ant-Man was like 84 million or something like that. So anyway, and the box office, right here is about 372.3 million. Now, if we go over here, we got the Black Widow financials. Domestic box office, 182,501,319. International box office, didn't have a whole lot of traction in the Chinese market as we probably would have liked, in the U.S. 187 million, so roughly even-ish, with a grand total of worldwide box office around $369.847943 million. They did state, from what I understand, that they said that they got that they ended up getting, like maybe. They said they got a roughly $60 million from Disney Plus around the world, and I'm going to assume that, okay, well, we're not going to, so roughly the movie made probably in the neighborhood of just shy of $400 million. Now, the thing about movies is that if the budget is $200 million, the rule of thumb is that a movie for the advertisement budget is going to be about double. Well, we know that Black Widow was delayed more than once, painfully so. So the budget is probably, if I had to guesstimate, around, I don't know, 410, 425. I mean, it was delayed several times, even maybe $450 million. These numbers are not going to cut it, and that makes me sad because Natasha Romanoff is, Scarlett Johansson, and Chris Evans is Steve Rogers, Captain America, are my favorite Avengers. So let me start with where. So I'm going to start with the movie was. It was a pretty good Marvel movie. I'm not going to say it was stellar. It wasn't Endgame. It wasn't Infinity War. It wasn't Civil War. It wasn't Captain America, the Winter Soldier. But it was definitely a solid Marvel movie. Now, with that being said, I do have some things about this. I did clip the movie so I can actually discuss it. Boy, who typed that? That's the file name. 20,221. Oh man, the world has gone nuts. I understand the opening dynamic. Obviously, this is Natasha. Obviously, this is her mother, played by Rachel Weisz. This is Elena. This is, what's his name? I can't think of it. Yes, the Alexei. He's basically Red Guardian. Thank you, Alexei. They play a typical American family. They end up being discovered as a Russian sleeper cell, and they have to flee. I have a big problem with this part right here, and it's just logistics. I know it's nitpicking, but dude, come on. This is Ohio, and then they fly to Cuba in a single engine airplane. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. You could make it in probably a dual engine Cessna 400 series, like a 425, or 441, without refueling. But you're talking about a single engine Cessna. Like, dudes, let's get the logistics better. That's just bad. Obviously, here they are in Cuba. The girls get taken. They get they get tranquilized by the lovely Soviets. And moving forward, I did like the music. The music was very, 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 very good. Obviously, we open up with Natasha being hunted after Civil War, which, in my opinion, makes this a part of the Infinity Saga. So I do like that. I like the fact that she escapes General Ross. He's back to be a jerk, which I'm good with that. She ends up going to a safe house, and oh, this is Taskmaster. So anyway, she's remembering her childhood. Blah blah blah. Oh, oops. I goofed. I accidentally. So Natasha is out in the wilderness all by herself. She's on the run. Steve Rogers is on the run. Now, where I have an issue is kind of the way they phrase this. So Marvel put out a comic between the events from the events of Civil War to Infinity War. They put out a Marvel graphic novel based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I own all of them for Infinity War, which I believe there's two. Yes, there's two, and there are three for Endgame. I own them. When Natasha left in Civil War, she joined up with Steve Rogers. Now, so I'm not saying that she ran there immediately. However, the fact that it was kind of portrayed that she didn't have anybody to rely on bugged me, because they immediately met, they met up pretty quickly. So that definitely kind of struck me as rough. So you get she's going for gas. You get the immersion of Taskmaster right here. Big ol' explosions. Big fight. I liked the fight. It was a good fight. Good action. I don't have any issues just yet 100%. They're all maybe minor lore kind of things. The fight, he could have killed her, by the way. And I say he because this is a man in a stunt suit. It's a man. It's a man, baby. Yeah, it's a guy in a stunt suit. She escapes. She meets Yelena, and where I kind of had some issues is because this is the younger sister. I know they're both trained. She is meant to be the best of the Black Widows, Natasha Romanoff. They had Florence Pugh, who didn't necessarily look like she probably got in the best shape for the movie, not compared to Scarlett Johansson, who has been a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for years, who has trained vigorously, much like many of the actors. I felt Florence Pugh's part was lazy, so to speak. They fight. They call a truce. That pissed me off. What it should have been was Natasha looking like she was, being the super spy, looking like she was about ready to, to be counted out. And then, of course, she just kind of and then, Yelena is going truce. Yeah, it didn't happen like that. That bugged me. They equated the Black Widows to mind control. So, and yeah, here we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, the roof scene. This is a big issue, and I'm actually going to play this part. Big issue. So, in Endgame, Natasha Romanoff is sacrificed to get the Soul Stone. And then in the movie, after the events, this happens. Yeah, no, we're not done. We're not done. Like seriously, and I'm going to switch because so she was flung off a cliff for the Soul Stone, and then we get this like I'm going to minimize it. This. So, girlfriend falls. Boom! How far down does that look? It's probably only 20 feet more, shallower than what Natasha fell off the. I mean, I don't know. It's. And then. Boom. One. Really? 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 One. Two. Like two? Hold on, we're not done. Three. Lands on her feet. On her feet. She lands on her feet. What in the Fraggle Rock is going on? It's so terrible. It's so terrible. And she doesn't die. She doesn't die from falling from that height. She breaks her leg, which is like really screwed up looking. Absolutely, you can see it. I'm not gonna show too much. You got like I think down here around her leg you see blood pooling because she has a compound fracture, but the rest of her body, there is no blood pooling anywhere in that water, and she kills her. She's forced to kill herself. Hey, don't. She's forced to kill herself because she's under mind control. Apparently, all the Black Widows are mind controlled too, by the way, which is kind of interesting because so Natasha has been an Avenger for how long, but she can be mind controlled? I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Captain Snuggies over here. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I don't want to do this, and then she kills herself. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Another thing, yeah, they ride the motorcycle into the wall here. They both hit. Neither one of them gets hurt. I mean, the motorcycle clashing with the concrete wall would at least break probably Yelena's leg. Probably not maybe, Natasha's because she's driving, so the bike is tapered to her. But, I mean, it's just like... It like takes super heroism above and beyond. And it's too much. It's too much. Taskmaster, I mean, we learned about Budapest a little bit, and it's not the Budapest we thought it would be. It should have been, Clint Barton should have been in it, and it wasn't. The sisterly love thing is like, it falls kind of super flat. Florence Pugh's character, she plays like angry, sister. Just kind of moving forward, and of course they get their helicopter. They get the old Russian helicopter. Which not a big deal. But fast forwarding, you got Alexi here, Red Guardian. Where is it? They shoot a 50 cal. Yes, a 50 caliber weapon in this scene. Yeah, in the turret here, they're shooting a 50 caliber weapon in an old school Russian helicopter. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Maybe small arms fire, I can let it slide, but a 50 cal from a turret, from a guard tower nest, a 50 caliber? No. That that's a Russian transport helicopter. That is not nothing special. Moving on. I know some people were, talking about the fact that they let all the people in the Russian prison die because they got snowed in and stuff like that. I know that there was, a couple of insensitive things like, oh, the girls don't have uteruses, and he makes a, smart comment about, oh, it's your time of the month. Is it cheap humor? Yeah, I can let it go. Oh, this is another one too. Where she says, I don't know if we have enough fuel to get there. And he's like, oh, no, we have enough. And then, of course, the next scene, the helicopter crashes because they don't have enough fuel. He never saw the fuel gauge. These are legitimate criticisms. It's just like, it feels like they just kicked the can down the road to progress the story. So then apparently they're doing the whole family thing. It wasn't half bad. It wasn't half bad, I there was some humor there and stuff like that. I can get it. They showed Natasha's humanity because, mom can make the pig, due to she's talking about what the Red Room has done and how they mind control, and mom can make the pig stop breathing. And she does, and Natasha's the only one who eventually says, what's the point of this? Like, stop. And then, of course, she lets the pig start breathing again. So, Natasha being the actual Avenger. They did take cheap shots at the Avengers as her only family. I didn't like that. They kind of erased that, like, well, they're not your own, they're not your only family. And I'm like, but family. So it was a little bit trying to cram the idea of a new family down their throat. They probably could have went about it a different way. Mom double-crossed them, which was actually not a double cross, but a triple cross, because mom acted like she crossed them, which in turn crossed it was a mess. It was a mess. Apparently the Soviets have their own version of Quinjets. Where is it? I mean, they're in it right now. Yeah, they have a Soviet version of a Quinjet. Okay. Like, the Soviets have Quinjets. And the floating base. This is the floating Red Room somewhere above Russia. I would have thought it would have been an underground bunker with, like, a dance studio above it to look like a, ballet studio, but all underneath it was no. You can see on the wall. Where's the phone? Yeah, like the advanced cells, which is really weird. There's an advanced cell. But then in one scene, where is it at? Oh yeah, this is where the double cross happens. Here, yeah, go for it. Yeah, it's right here. This is supposed to be like, a floating city, like a helicarrier sized city with old 80s style Soviet technology phone in it. I like it for that reason because, it's very Cold War-ish, which is awesome. But the city's floating and they have like Soviet, Quinjets. It's not realistic. Okay, so revealed that it's been revealed that the double cross, and of course Natasha shows up. She tries to kill him. She can't because of like pheromones or whatever. And then it comes out. Where's there it is. There it is. This is Dreykov's daughter. Apparently, Natasha killed her, trying to get Dreykov and stuff like that, which I get. She survived. They turned her into Taskmaster instead of, the stunt guy the stunt person is a man. I mean, clearly a man. And then, of course, I think they swapped it after the fact, like, oh, it should be a woman. I think they, had it been the intention in the beginning, it would have been a stunt woman in the armor instead of. Anyway, Natasha tries to kill him. She can't pull the trigger. She has to smash her face on the desk. She literally smashes her face on the desk so she can try to. And then, of course, they fight, which is kind of cool. All the Black Widows beat her up. She uses the pheromones to combat. So the Black Widows, they blow up the Red Room floating. They fall for 18 days. Not really. A lot of people had a problem with the fall scene. I had a few issues, but it wasn't severe. Yelena and Natasha both catch a parachute, and of course, Taskmaster is falling from the sky, has a parachute. Natasha goes after her. They tangle, and right before, I don't know, like 50, maybe 100 feet before the ground, they pull the parachute. Natasha lands on Dreykov's daughter, and then they both fight. My issue a little bit is Natasha had a chance to kill her, which I understand, but she completely let her guard down. She's just like, she opens up, and I was like, that's not really Natasha's style. She would have kept her guard up but tried to talk her down, because. So moving forward, it's a solid, in my opinion, it's a solid 7. Then of course this is before Infinity War. She gets Yelena's vest and she goes off to help the Avengers and meet up with Steve Rogers by the end of this movie. I think that Steve Rogers should have been in it because he would have I just don't think they wanted too many big names in it. Then of course the post-credit scene is Yelena visiting Natasha's grave. What I don't like is they bring in girlfriend. Yelena's going to be the new Black Widow. That's the way it is. She's going to be the new Black Widow. I don't know if Florence Pugh can handle it. I don't know. I don't think the audience is going to accept it. I just don't. I'll let this. I believe this can fall within the Infinity Saga, not in too terrible of a way. I give it 7 out of 10. There are things that I have issues with, but all in all, it's not horrible. Trying to carry forward, though, without Scarlett Johansson is it's probably not going to be the best. It's not going to be the best. You've lost Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans. You know, Chris Hemsworth probably is going to be on his way out after Thor 4. It's kind of just disintegrating. And I think this is a perfect picture of what the MCU is going to be going forward. I don't think people are going to respond as much to it. I just don't. All in all, Black Widow was not terrible. Had it not been delayed 72 times, I think it would have did a lot better. It should have been brought out in the place of Captain Marvel instead of, Captain Marvel, because in the Infinity Saga, Captain Marvel really wasn't needed that much. You could have easily written around that, and Brie Larson is very unlikable among actual Marvel fans, not the weirdos on Twitter who like to shout at everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing more movie reviews, and I'll talk to you again guys real soon, guys. See ya.